Hey YouTube, Maddie's Daddy 12 here with my deck of the month for April. As you can tell, it's Final Countdown. This is kind of a budget build. If you look at Mr. Smitha's Battle Fader Final Countdown, um, it's really competitive. It's really good since it came over from Japan when Battle Fader did. But Battle Fader goes for $30, $35 a piece. So it's a little hard for most average players to play this deck because Battle Fader's hard to get a hold of when you're not willing to spend the money to get it. Also, it was his build was running two Gold Sarcs, and Gold Sarcs going for $20, $25 a piece. Once again, making it harder to build the deck for the average player. And it's a shame to see people not being able to play this deck because the majority of it is common cards. I mean, the other 35 cards in the deck that he was running are all easily obtained, and and you can build the deck pretty easy. You just have those 5 cards that you're not able to get a hold of because they they're more money cards than the others. So I've built a budget build on this to make it easier for some of the other players to be able to play this. So let's look at it, guys. To start off with the monster lineup, you have 3 Zero Gardenas. You can tribute this off your side of the field to basically negate the battle phase. You take 0 damage for any battle damage that you would take this turn. Also, 3 Golden Ladybugs. Expose this in your hand to your opponent to gain 500 life points. With the other negation cards that you have in here, you can show this to your opponent so many times and gain so much life that you are basically able to negate the battle phase just using this card because you've gained so much life that you can afford to take it a direct shot. So yeah, it's really good in this deck. Cyber Valley is what I'm using to replace the Battle Faders. They just came common in the Machina structure. Whenever this is a target by your opponent's monster, an attack target, you can remove this card from the field to draw 1 card and end the battle phase. This is more vulnerable than what Battle Fader is. Um, you're vulnerable to Smashing Ground, Book of Moon, some other things like that, where Battle Fader you can just straight drop it from your hand and not have to worry about those. But this is the cheaper route, so yeah, that makes it easier for people to build this deck. Then one of your major win conditions in the deck is Final Countdown. I run 3 of those. 3 Warrior Returning Alive, so you can abuse 0 Gardna. And then the 1 Reinforcements of the Army, so you can search out your 0 Gardna. One thing that he was running was the Gold Sarcs. He was running 2 Gold Sarcs and a Lightning Vortex. I'm running 3 Wave Motion Cannons instead. What this does for you is it gives you a second win condition. The major win conditions before was Final Countdown, and then you have your time limit win condition also, where you can just win 1 game. And it takes a while to win with this deck, and then you can just wait it out and wait it out and wait it out, and end up being, when time limit expires, you've won the 1 game and your opponent hasn't won any, so now you win the match. So those were your 2 main win conditions with the Final Countdown before. This gives you a 3rd win condition, which is nice, makes it a lot more fun to play. Then you move into the trap lineup. 3 Rainbow Life, 3 Thunder Ruler, 3 Threatening Roar, and 3 Wabaku. You have 12 attack negation there. All 12 of these can end the battle phase. So that gives you a great advantage over your opponent because all you need to do is really negate 10 of their battle phases and you can win by Final Countdown. So with these 12 cards, you can win the game if you've played your Final Countdown. Then we add some draw power to the deck. You have 3 Reckless Greed, 3 Jar of Greed, and 3 Legacy of Yatagarasu. Basically the same thing as Jar of Greed. So those will speed up the deck for you. These will negate all the attacks for you. And all this is pretty easy to come across. Uh, Legacy of Yatagarasu being the only holo in the deck. Everything else is available in common, other than the Rainbow Lives and the Golden Ladybugs, which are not that expensive at all. The deck is competitive. It's not nearly as competitive as it could be with Gold Sarc and Battle Fader. Battle Fader's just so much better than Cyber Valley, and then Gold Sarc allows you to search out your final countdown for the faster win. But to take those two cards out and to add in what I've added, the deck is still competitive and still aggravates a lot of people. This deck does really good against any aggressive deck. If you do end up taking a shot from Blackwings, with Blackwings' ability to swarm so much, they can usually kill you with one shot. If they'll whittle away at you just a little bit, and then can get that one big shot in. So if you don't open with Final Countdown against Blackwings, it becomes a pretty difficult matchup for you. Glads give this deck a little bit of a handful. That's really about all I've really had any issues with. I've played it against Cat Synchro, the Flame Cat Synchro. I've played it against the Flame Monarchs, and have really not had any trouble with either one of those. I've played it with an X-Saber build, but they had proxied their Emmer's Blade, and he really had not played much with that deck, so he really didn't know what he was doing at the moment. So I really don't know if I can count that as a good test play or not. But everything else that I've tested this against did really well. So yeah, subscribe, comment down below, let me know how much you love me. And I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully I'll see a bunch of you guys playing this deck. And see if we can't change the format a little bit. Just come out there with some rogue decks and just make everybody flip their lids, you know? So yeah, comment down below. Subscribe to me. Let me know what you think. Talk to you guys later.